In this video, looking at the 2014 Materials Technology Wood Higher Level Section A. So in question 1, the image on the right hand side is a battery drill. And one use for the battery drill, it can be used to drill holes in wood using a HSS bit. So HSS stands for high speed steel. Those are the black bits that are used in the woodwork class. Question 2 shows a garden bench, and they want you to name a finish that you could put on it and give a reason for it. So varnish could be used to protect the bench from weather. Paint could be applied to the bench and that could improve the appearance of it. Question 3 is plywood. The name of that manufactured board is plywood, and one advantage of plywood is that it doesn't shrink or swell a lot, so it's fairly stable board, and that's suppose the plywood is stable. Also available in large sheets. The tool shown on the right hand side is called a bradawl. An appropriate use for that tool, it can be used to make pilot holes. So pilot holes are needed to stop wood from splitting when a screw is being inserted. So pilot holes are specially made near the end of a piece of wood where there's a good chance that it may split. The defect shown in question 5 is called a star shake. And one reason for this, it can be caused when the tree is felled, when it hits the ground. It can be caused by shrinkage or drying out. A CNC router, the advantages of it are multiple pieces of work can be produced very quickly, and all pieces will be exactly the same. Once you set the program to the correct measurements, all pieces will remain the same. Question 7 shows the seed and the leaf from the oak tree, the seed and the leaf from the hazel tree, and the seed and the leaf from the beech tree. Question 8 shows a biscuit jointer on the right hand side. The biscuit jointer cuts slots in wood that are joined together. So these are the biscuits. It cuts a slot in both pieces. The biscuit goes in the middle and it's glued up to form a biscuit joint. Question 9, there's 3 different types of screw heads. The top one is a slotted screw head. Some people just call it a straight. The second one is a posi drive screw head, and the third one is a Phillips screw head. Question 10 shows wooden boards being held using 4 cramps. The names of those cramps are called sash cramps, and the force that's been applied to the boards is compression. So the boards are being squeezed together. So the squeezing force is compression. Question 11, you're asked to calculate the moisture content. So the formula for moisture content is the wet weight minus the dry weight divided by the dry weight multiplied by 100. So you're given the wet weight to be 35.4, the dry weight to be 30, divided by the dry weight 30, and then multiplied by 100. And when you take 35.4, 30 away from that, you get 5.4 divided by 30 multiplied by 100, and you get 18%. Question 12 shows an exploded view of the bridle joint. So the marking out at this end here, these 2 sides are taken away, and at this end here, the middle is taken away. So it's divided up into 3 sections at each end. That's the bridle joint. Question 13, 2 reasons why surface finish is applied. It improves the appearance of the project, and it also protects the project from getting dirty, or protects it from handprints and stuff like that. Question 14, the woodworking tool is shown as a bevel edge chisel. There's 3 types of chisel. You have to be specific with the name that you give the chisel. Safety precautions that need to be used when using the chisel: both hands need to be behind the cutting edge. Use 2 hands when using the chisel. The teeth on the saw are bent alternately to the left and to the right. That's called saw set. What function does it serve? It prevents the saw from getting stuck in the wood. So if you didn't set the teeth on the saw, once you would saw down into the wood a bit of distance, it would get stuck. The hinge shown in question 16 is called a piano hinge. Why would this type of hinge be used in preference to a butt hinge? So it's a longer hinge, it can be stronger because there's a lot more screws applied to the hinge to hold it in place. The slope for a dovetail in softwood is 1:6, and the slope for a dovetail in hardwood is 1:8. Why is there a difference? So the difference is softwood needs a steeper slope because it will bruise more easily, and it is more of a chance of pulling out if it doesn't have a steeper slope. Two design modifications that could be used to solve this problem of the lamp. So it could have a wider base to make it more stable. You could increase the height could be reduced, or you could also restrict the overhang. So you could have a restriction here so that it doesn't allow the lamp to go out to the left or to the right, which will cause it to tip over. Indicate using the tick. So there's two different types of joints here. Which will be the stronger joint? B is the stronger joint, and the reason for that is that there's a larger surface area. If you were to measure that distance there and then measure this distance, the zigzags, all the zigzags, the zigzag would have a greater length. So that means there's more glue area. In question 20, there's a table with missing measurements on it. So the base is 250 long, there it is there. The long rail, which runs up here, it's 230 long, 40 wide, and it's 12 thick. So there's the 12 as the missing measurement. The short rail is 90 long, there's the 90, runs across here, and it's 40 deep, there's the 40. The candle base is a square, so it's 50 by 50. So this measurement is 50, and this other measurement is 50 as well. And the dowels then, there's 4 dowels. There's one here at the bottom, there'll be one at the top, which you can't see in the drawing here. There'll be one on the left, and there'll be one on the right as well. That completes 2014.